And our next guest has done that. Jack Cashill joins us. He's the author of the new book, You Lie: The Evasions, Omissions, Fabrications, Frauds, and Outright Falsehoods of Barack Obama. Jack Cashill, we thank you for joining us from Newsmax, New York, to talk about your book. You Lie. I think about the comment at the State of the Union address by my old friend, South Carolina Congressman Joe Wilson. I guess Joe has been proven right over the years.
Yeah, I think so. You know, in fact, JD, there were at least 5 times during that speech he could have yelled out, "You lie," and been entirely accurate, you know. He was ahead of the curve, no doubt about it.
Jack, as you have been scoring this and observing and now have written a book, what ranks as the all-time biggest whopper uttered thus far by our current president?
You know, I got to go back to January 20th, 2009, when Barack Obama puts his hand on the Bible, JD, and says, "I solemnly swear to uphold the Constitution of the United States." We better hope that God is merciful, because that was an oath under God, you know. Other than that, I would say the keystone lie of his presidency is the one he told on the first day in office, when he says to his assembled staff, "Transparency and the rule of law will be the touchstones of this administration." 5 years later, you have liberal constitutional scholars like Jonathan Turley saying Barack Obama has become the president that Richard Nixon always wanted to be. Both transparency and the rule of law out the door, starting with day 2.
Now, Jack, you say most presidents have signature issues. Obama had a signature lie. You specifically are referring to Obamacare. What do you mean by that?
Well, you know, it's what happened with Obama up until if you want to keep your health care plan, you can keep your health care plan. If you like your doctor, you can keep your doctor. Until that lie blew up in his face, it was only people on the right who had seen through Obama. It's seen behind the curtain. But with that lie, it came home. And it came home to millions of people across America who actually voted for Obama.
Now,
and it's not in Benghazi, it's not in Syria, it's not in Persia. It's right in their own backyard, and there was no denying it.
So, Jack, as a recovering member of Congress and a guy whose name has appeared on the ballot a few times, at times what I might have said with certainty was overtaken by facts. Is it fair, for example, on the notion of Gitmo detainees, bringing them to the United States for a trial, the president changed his tune after the heat was turned up there in New York by Democrats like Chuck Schumer. So technically, does that really qualify as a, quote, lie?
Well, you know, I think that's why the subtitle has 5 separate subcategories: evasions, omissions, fabrications, falsehoods. But what we see, JD, and this is what we've misunderstood about Obama. We've always known he's a leftist. We've known that in his entire life he's been immersed in a pool of leftism. But what we don't understand, or fail to understand, is that he never left the shallow end of that pool. He never really cared. He really wanted to be seen striking the right poses, finding the right groove, spinning the right narrative. But whether what he promised actually came true or not was a matter of you know, well, it'd be nice if it did, but if it doesn't, so what? As long as he's seen to be striking the right pose. And so what we sort of qualify as in the category of falsehoods are things where he simply didn't care enough to make sure they came true. And Guantanamo is one of them.
Jack,
makes that promise day 1.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but Jack, some critics may say that all presidents lie. In the 30 seconds less than that we have remaining, what would be your comment to that?
I would say of the top 25 Obama lies, nothing George Bush said would have cracked that top 25. Only Bill Clinton would have only had 2 or 3 to crack that top 25. The history of his presidency is a series of fabrications strung together over the last 6 years.
Jack Cashill, we're going to ask you to stay around. We will talk more about presidential prevarication and verisimilitude at the White House. Other fancy ways of saying, tell the truth. Here's the honest truth. America's Forum will be right back following this time out on Newsmax TV.